We're going to do problems 1, 3, and 5 here, but before we do, I just want to make a note about how we name these functions. So this function right here, we're going to give the name f, but when we write it as f of x. We could also write it, say, as this, f, but writing it like this makes it clear that the variable here is x, but the name of the function itself is f. Likewise, the name of this function over here is g. So we could write it like this, g is this function here, 2x plus 5. So now in problem number 1, what we want to compute is f plus g. So you might be thinking, okay, this is f of x plus g of x. Now f of x is the 4x minus 3 plus, right, there's that plus, g of x, which is 2x plus 5. And now let's combine terms. We'll combine, we'll get, 6x's plus 8. Okay, there we have it. Now the name of that function right there, that's a rule for converting inputs into outputs. The name of that function is f plus g. Just like some of us have longer names than others, this name right here, I'll go all the way up to the top. The name of this function is f. The name of this function is g. The name of this function is f plus g. So I can write it out like this. F plus g, and I use parentheses to make sure you see it as all one thing, of x is equal to 6x plus 8. And now in problem number 3, what we want is g minus f. G minus f. So you may be thinking, okay, I'm going to take g of x minus f of x. G of x is that 2x plus 5 minus f of x, which is 4x minus 3. Now be careful to put that 4x minus 3 in parentheses, right? Because you're subtracting and you have to subtract all of it. So let's take that minus sign through. We'll get 2x plus 5 minus 4x plus 3. And we'll combine terms, so we'll get what? Negative 2x plus 8. So the name of that function there is g minus f. And you might name it as g minus f as one thing. What's the name of that function? G minus f of x is equal to negative 2x plus 8. And number 5, we can do that one right up here. Number 5 is fg. All right, so you might think of it as f of x times g of x. So this is going to be f of x, which is 4x minus 3, times g of x, which is 2x plus 5. And if I multiply that out, let's see, first and first we'll get 8x squared. The outer product is plus 20x. The inner product is minus 6x. And the last is minus 15. We'll combine those two, getting 8x squared plus 14x minus 15. So the name of that rule is fg, or I might name it like this. F of x, well, how about fg of x equals 8x squared plus 14x minus 15. And in problem number 7, we're looking at a quotient, g divided by f. All right, so g is 2x plus 5. F is 4x minus 3. All right, and that's going to be it. So I might just write it like this. G divided by f, right, there's the name of the function, g over f of x is equal to that quotient, 2x plus 5 over 4x minus 3.